Hey, welcome to the Channel Members Choice Fridays with me, Jim, and Tim.
Good morning from
Hello.
Ahoy.
very cool and pleasant Chicagoland area.
Mm-hmm. Tim, your diet's working. You see you've lost weight in your face.
Yeah, man. Lost
Yeah.
geez, what am I at? 6.5 kilos in a week and a half.
Wow.
So,
Pretty good. What are you doing? No carbs?
yeah, just like animal products. So
Oh, you going Atkins diet kind of?
yeah.
Beef, eggs?
Yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
yeah, just like clean meat, eggs, milk, butter.
Right.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like a little bit of an adjustment period over the first kind of week, but then your energy levels just they rocket, and you like never feel hungry, which is really weird. Like you almost got to remind yourself to have a steak. So I just eat like I eat once a day. I like just tonight I had like 2 steaks, which was awesome. Yeah, the weight just falls off.
Just to be a bit of a devil's advocate to push back on that, if you only have one meal a day, doesn't your body tend to hold on to all of that, thinking it's not going to get any more, and you actually don't lose any weight? Or I should say, what's the part of your weight, your body weight you're trying to lose, which is your fat reserve, right? I mean, I'm a novice to all of this, so I don't really know what I'm talking.
I think it depends on kind of like what is in your diet. If you're eating, like the food pyramid and stuff like that, and you're having like plenty of carbs and all that stuff, then yes. But doing this, your body completely swaps from looking for carbs to burn because it's not getting any. So it swaps to just burning body
what you
fat,
have,
basically, for energy. And I've got plenty of it. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we all do as humans. There's plenty of fat reserves. I mean, the only ones who don't have that are guys, athletes who train so much that their body fat is to a ridiculously low level.
Yeah. And for the YouTube gods, this is not health advice or anything.
Oh, sorry, folks. We kind of get caught up in the conversation.
And it's certainly not diet advice.
It's fascinating to discuss it, though. I mean, of course, your results may vary, so we'll throw that disclaimer out there.
Yeah, I think, people's dietary requirements are just as individual as they are.
Yeah.
Like my auntie is, full veggie and stuff. Yeah, exactly. She's full veggie, and when she made that swap, had heaps of great improvements for her, and for me when I'm eating just like meat, milk, eggs, cheese, butter, all that kind of stuff, I have like virtually no inflammatory response. All my joints feel better. I got like no brain fog, more energy. I sleep better. So and the weight falls off, which has a whole bunch of
now, are you going to go reverse Barry Bonds? Is your head going to shrink a couple sizes?
You might actually get down to a normal hat size.
No. Unfortunately, this is like all skull. Believe it or not, I don't keep a lot of body fat around my head.
The Australian Neanderthal apparently had a very large forehead area. Yes, we're seeing that in lower parts of the world. Yes.
Anyway, let's go on with the chat before we get accused of not being a modeling channel. Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people. I'll go into the weekend as the reigning champion.
Hurrah or huzzah!" Another Aussie GM checks in. He says, "Only because I let you." Good day, Duke, and anybody else watching. Good day, GM.
He also says, "Greetings from an early start here in Austin, Texas. A gathering of well-knowns to farewell Frank Beard, ZZ Top's drummer for many years. I'll look in from time to time."
He's on my time zone, so it's just after 6 for him.
Can you imagine just sat in the middle of the funeral, just watching the live stream with the earphones in like this, pretending you're crying? Bob says, "Third again. At least I'm on the podium. Hello, everybody."
That's right, Bob. Being on the podium, that does count. GM says, just where is this podium? I've never seen it. How could the BVC afford an all-star cast podium?
Well, who knows? There's a lot of chat about podiums now.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to the Podium channel. Bob says, GM, as you were always showing medals, I assumed you were standing on a sporting podium. Sorry.
Jim says, Mr. B, not my medals, YouTube medals. Mine are shiny ones. I'm in front of a wall, but I cannot see what's behind it. Probably the podium.
And Julian is in, and he says, hi, all. Hello, Julian.
Hi, Julian. I'm impressed that Julian has turned up on time this week. Well, today. He's had a few streams this week where he's either completely missed them or turned up like near the end of them.
Could be he's doing some very in-depth research.
Could be.
GM says, Julian, okay, where is the BVC podium then?
And Julian says, no idea, Bob, but I hope it's wheelchair accessible.
Should be. You'd hope so.
If not, I'm sure we can fashion some sort of a device to get him up onto a podium.
Yeah. A mild-powered rocket. Yes.
Yeah.
GM says, Julian, it's probably a curb-high plastic stage.
Well, in that case, all we need is a jet off a aircraft. That'll do.
Bob says, has our speedy gun Julian slipped up? GM asked about the podium. I'm just updating my kernel.
Computer stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just updating my kernel and prepping for reboot. But just got network. I can't speak. But just got network warning.
You said it helps with brain fog.
Yeah, well, brain fog's
only
good,
it lowers intelligence.
Yeah. No, we've been out and about all day today. We've been doing jobs and stuff, and
lowers your reading ability age.
Yeah. No, a new home center opened up just around the corner with like homeware shops and white goods and all that stuff. So anyway, I've come home with a whole bunch of new bed sets, and bloody fridge is getting delivered on Sunday, and so at least I don't have to lug my wallet around anymore because it's empty.
GM says, oh, kernels, this early, Bobby. We have angry bacon with eggs this morning for breakfast. They have to catch it first.
And Bob replies, network came back, then dropped again. Today will be fun. Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Oh, boy. Columbus is in saying, good evening, all. How are we?
Hello, Callum.
Joe, I don't care about being first anymore. Okay, leave me alone. I can just picture Joe going,
yeah, right. Yeah, just leave me alone.
You're so immature caring who gets here first.
Yeah,
I don't care. Pisser.
I didn't want to be first anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'll let you. I'll let you. Yeah. Julian says, me slipped up. No, I meant I hope a wheelchair can get on the podium.
It will if you ever get here on time.
Joe says, hello, good morning, all. How's it going? How far did you all get on your Sherman builds? I'm going to catch up on mine this morning before I begin my daily chores.
Well, you can see what my progress is, Joe, in the Sherman build category on the Discord channel. I posted the results from yesterday's build. Very, very pleased with mine.
Jim says, Columbus and Joe, somebody needs a round of golf this morning.
And Joe says, hello, Julian, you doing okay today?
And he says, no, I am pooped out. I need a round or two of naps.
Is that why you're having a toddler tantrum? GM says, Joe, don't come to Austin. It's full of music people. Noisy.
It's a college town. Adam is in, and he says, aloha, my fellow freedom fighters. Hello, my young Scottish friend. How's the press today?
And he has also hit a milestone of being a member for 9 months, saying, oh, Mikey, feels like a week.
Oh,
yeah, he's bound to go and labor at any time then, right? 9 months, right?
Yeah. You'd never know looking at him. Tiff says, good afternoon. And don't forget, we finish 2 o'clock. Tiff starts at 2:30 on her channel, Dark Side Skull Modeling.
That's right.
Lovely.
Convenient timing.
Hello, Mr. Gary.
Hello.
Morning, Gary.
Your ears lowered.
Yeah.
Julian says, I'm breathing, sat up, and there's a vicious rumor I might even be conscious. But don't quote me on that, on the ladder.
Joe says, Austin is nice. I love it. My oldest lived there for about 5 years. Hook 'em.
Hook 'em horns.
There's a winery just to the west of Austin in Texas, I presume is what that is about, they have a special yeast so they can make wine at 19%. So basically like port strength, but they make it directly from the grapes. Oh my God, is it good. That's so
amazing.
Because of course you know where all the best wines are to be found.
Of course there are. What do you think I do every time I travel? First thing I do, wine.
Only the finest in Austin, Texas. Yep.
Absolutely. Tiff's a member for 20 months, nearly a year on channel. Has come a long way, Mikey. Well done. Here's to many more months, strokes, years. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Which actually,
golf clap.
Now that you've said that, I worked out last night. Well, because I
worked out. You mean you're?
No.
Pumping Guinness.
I did some calculations last night. Because I updated. I updated 2 more videos last night. The 2 3-minute kit reviews I did ages ago, and my first video was 3 years ago on the 7th of September.
Wow,
that was my very first video on the channel.
Superb.
Was that the train, the locomotive?
No, that was the Tamir 135 Schwimmwagen.
Oh,
I did a 3-minute.
I gotta go back and take a look at that. I don't think I've seen that one. I think I first started seeing you when you were putting that train video together. I should say you were building it.
Joe, I was looking at the stats on that one, and it gave me 181 subscribers. That one video. Yeah,
one video. Pretty good.
If I could do that a couple more times,
0.00.5p.
Nothing, because I wasn't monetized at the time.
Yeah. You. I'm going wrong bloody way again.
It's one of them.
You'll figure out your left and right soon.
Yeah, I'll get this somehow, some way. You know, it's like
left or stage left.
Mirror, you know?
It's practice. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
As long as you remember Tim's down, that's fine.
Right. That I got. That I figured out so far. Yeah.
Jim says, I found Timmy's extra weight. I don't want it back. I don't want it. Take it back.
Got to get out of the airplane more often, Gary.
Oh, brutal.
Joe says, is this healthier Timmy, a bit different from the hating Timmy we know and love?
That actually got mentioned on the stream.
I think that might be a rhetorical question, but you can answer it if you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but I don't think body fat impacts spite. So
body fat is decreased, spite has increased.
Yeah.
This means he's got more energy for the vitriol.
Yeah.
Oh God, wouldn't that be fun if we found out? Yeah, they were like inversely correlated. I get back down to double digits, and I'm just like, I hate all of you. Ah! That is me. Jules says, not a modelling channel, Mikey, but Tim is modelling the modern slimline Aussie look. Oh, not that kind of modelling.
There's that.
No, I got a head like a smash crab. I wouldn't be a model.
Yeah, I missed Waitrose Virtual Model Club last night. Oh, that's because it wasn't last night, mate. It's next Thursday.
Yes. It was the Tuesday stream that you missed this week.
Yeah, 27th.
Well, you missed most of it anyway.
7th. Yeah.
Julian, Joe, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and eat it. It's a good diet.
Tiffany says, this speak of food has me needing to eat jam on toast time.
Jam on toast. I like jam and cheese sandwiches.
I never had jam and cheese. It's
jam and cheese sandwiches are really nice.
What kind of cheese?
Cheddar.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fairly easy for me to get, seeing I'm right here in the Midwest. Yeah, plenty of that here. Kind of like buying oil in Kuwait, you know, plenty of it.
Tiff says, yeah, that timing was on purpose, Mikey.
Thank you.
And Bob says, okay, don't know if my network has measles or chicken pox. It's definitely spotty. May not be able to survive hiccupy video and audio.
Uh-oh.
Sorry to hear that.
Joe says, many wineries in that area. Very nice place, that area.
Austin? Yes. Never been there. But I've heard, well, any college town is going to be an exciting, hip happening, fast-paced. Tiffany says, I'm sure there's a niche market for plus-size heads, Timmy.
I'm sure there is. There's probably an OnlyFans page where everyone's head's that big that they're walking around like this with the head on the shoulder.
Oh, they got one of them halo braces, you know. Yeah. Holding them.
Hats for mutantfreaks.com. GM says, Jim, I think I sweated a few kilos last night with Ted Nugent's Chasing Wild Pigs. With Ted Nugent Chasing Wild Pigs. Oh, wow. We caught one, just waiting on Angry Breakfast to cook.
Ah, there we go.
Wow. Oh, John said, g'day, all. G'day, Macy.
Morning, John.
Ahoy.
Thanks for coming in. Got it.
And Julian says, I need to slap my calendar then. It told me the virtual club was last night, so I missed not missing it or something. I've just confused myself now and need to lie down.
Yeah, I think that would benefit you, Julian. Yep.
Yeah. Go back to bed, mate. You'll be fine.
You're in the black. It's all good.
Yeah.
And Adam says, next week be payday. Next week be payday. Mikey, something will be arriving next week. Tiff, I have boxes now so shaky. Shake will come out next week. Jim, I need your details for your birthday. Oh, okay. Well, I'll DM you. But
very kind,
thank you.
buddy.
Very generous of you. Very kind.
Yeah. Tim's the only one that doesn't get anything.
Don't make it feel awkward.
It's all a hate. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, Gary, what are you working on right now?
People are worried that they'll get overly critiqued for what they send you.
I don't know what I work on stage. I've got something I'm working on that I should really work on, but I can't because it's something for next week.
Okay.
And it's been revealed. I might do a little bit of work on this.
The Halifax.
Might start doing a bit on that.
Nice.
The F8. I'm just waiting for some stuff here. The Crusader is doing nicely.
Sorry, bring that one up.
And everything.
Let's have a look.
Very nice. Crusader is a beautiful airplane. It's a bullet
it's
with
the
high top
resin
wing.
insert as well. There, I've just started to work with.
Right. Very nice. Very nice.
And the cockpit's all Eduarded up.
Oh, very good. Okay.
The inlet, I decided to get a pod cover for it, so I can't be bothered trying to get the seams out of it. So I'm going to cheat on that one.
I tell you what, Gary. Now you've had your hair and beard cut, you look a lot younger.
Maria always says that. Actually, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. I actually look like a normal human being again. Yeah. What was I going to say? I saw something the other day about white air inlets. You know, they're a pain to get the seams out of where the inlets join up.
Yeah.
So this guy, what he does, he gets a really thick, like white emulsion, painting household emulsion, fills it up, pours it out, and lets it drain. So it just coats the inside of the duct. And because it's like a household emulsion, it's like a gap filler as well. So it just fills up the gap, and it's white. Job done. How clever is that?
Does it set level?
Yeah. You just have to make sure it's turned so it all drips out.
Vertical.
But so it doesn't leave any drying marks and doesn't pull at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than that, so I've got a project coming soon that I need to do that on. I'll give it a go. It sounds like a really good idea.
All right. Sounds it's well, there you go. There's a nice suggestion, reference tip, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah.
Here's one for Timmy. I'd be scared Tim will be the kid from Toy Story and break it.
Think Dudley from Harry Potter.
Joe
66 last year. I had 67.
Joe says many local wineries from Austin to Del Rio, Texas. You hearing that, John Marley? Del Rio, Texas. So we know what Del Rio he's talking about.
Absolutely.
Along the Rio Grande River. Wow, Ted Nugent in Austin. That's an odd couple.
I've noticed actually on British TV shows now they're starting to say Paris, France, with pictures of the Eiffel Tower. It's like
with a French
I'm so
flag.
glad they made me understand that that's the Paris they're talking about, not Paris, Texas.
In Texas, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like no, let's not go down that route. We know where Paris is. Come on, we know where real Paris is. They're starting to do that more now.
Where was that that awful train derailment a couple of years ago, Jim, in Palestine, in the US?
Good question. I'm not sure I know what you're speaking of.
The US has so many towns and cities like named after other.
Oh yeah, well there's a Lebanon,
ones,
Indiana. There's there's a Phoenix, Illinois. There's a I think it's New Berlin, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Memphis, New Brunswick,
Tennessee.
New Jersey. So on and so on and so on. Yeah.
Because I assume I was like Memphis was ancient Egyptian city. Is it?
Yeah.
We also have an Antioch.
I learned that from Assassin's Creed.
It doesn't matter where I learned it. I learned
a lot of stuff named after French, British names, Indian names. Minnesota, Minnetonka, things like that. Forget it. Let's go on. This is going to get boring fast.
Tiff says, "Oh, thank you, Adam. Michael Larry and Vallejo Paints will thank you too. Now time to find some mixing balls here."
Pardon me, but I haven't heard that Victorian era chimney sweep in a while. Sweep your chimney up.
Popping something in the background that we should know about.
Lack of sleep and a lot of coffee, mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brings out the Englishman in you, Mikey. Really does.
Dear God.
And maybe some sort of minor gas leak from a local chemical factory, perhaps. I don't know. Something weird is happening. Oh, Bob says, I've got one strand beast left if Tim is feeling left out of the Beast Club.
I'm in the Beast Club. I've been waiting for kind of a free weekend, and I'm gonna I was gonna say supervise, but I'm gonna drag the wife into building it with me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Save it. You and Robin can do it as a project when she gets old enough to articulate the fingers.
Oh, I want my daughter to like me. No. Yeah, no.
Good bonding
That's actually
exercise,
a really that's a good idea.
You sent one to Timmy already, Bob, months ago. That's Tiff doing her job. She's on it.
GM says had trouble locking onto the Garrett's. Had trouble trying to lock on to the Gary Stuff channel. Yeah, it's all that port. Not seen anything in ages.
My goodness.
Uh-oh.
Roll. Oh, that Crusader is beautiful, but that haircut is spectacular.
Bob says, did I, Tiff? Where can I get a new memory or at least an upgrade?
Yeah.
And John says, I approve the Zappa t-shirt, Jim. Oh, thank you, John. He's one man who's got some very good taste in music. That is the t-shirt that represents the very first album Frank Zappa made with the Mothers of Invention, 1965. Find it, listen to it. Good music.
Julian says, Bob, keep it as a reminder you've already bought a few. If there are none,
you're really struggling today, aren't you?
Yeah,
it's not like you.
If there are none, you may think you haven't bought any.
Are you feeling all right?
I am. I'm just reading. I'm like,
I think it's if he's got one in the house, then he knows he has already bought some.
Yeah.
If there aren't any in the house, he'll probably think, "Oh, I know what to do. Buy some strand beasts."
Yeah. There you go.
Do we need to start translating the comments into picture books for you, Tim? Just in case.
I can't believe I'm copying flack from someone that calls lunch dinner.
I'm impressed you can remember.
It's an awful day.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Okay.
If you don't interact in a while, YouTube stops sending notifications, Gary. There you go.
Jem says, Joe, we go back years. 1976, chasing live food is fun. Ted style. Ha ha ha.
Joe says, no one has ever surrendered in Paris, Texas, though. Joe, naughty.
Tiff says, half hour in and still no more.
Well, you folks in the chat keep generating topics of interest and humor for us to, we're creating our own content in a way, It's...
I should have said Tiff accurately points out.
It doesn't help that Tim keeps getting stuck on any word that's more than one syllable today.
Does anyone see the irony in the fact that we've been delayed another short while by reading out a message complaining that we haven't done any modelling yet?
Yeah.
It is Tiff's fault. You're right. No.
Oh, how I missed that. Brought a literal tear to my eye. There you
go. Jim says, Tiff, you Rube been doing odd things.
Oh, it's been doing nightmare things, man.
Yes. And Julian says America has hundreds of names that are identical to other countries. I think immigrants just settle there and name the place after where they came from. Spot on, mate.
Yeah. Boston, for example. Very nice place in Lincolnshire.
Cleveland.
Tiff says, yeah, GM, the XP counter is broken too, full stop. Boom, nailed it. No notes, full marks.
And now for my next trick.
Adam says the partnership of Adam and Kev will continue next Gary show. Will dominate going forward.
Yeah. What he means is he's going to actually win one.
Well, you never know.
Joe says, I never go into Zappa. Kind of like you too. Overrated. Damn, I need a nap.
Well, Joe, Zappa's not overrated. It's just that, he was never one to kowtow to popular music. He kind of cut his own path, and if you liked it, come on in. If you didn't, okay. So, but Adam says, "You leave my Aussie alone, you B-tier Englishman. I got you, Timmy."
There we go.
Fighting words from the young Scotsman.
There we go.
I'm sorry. B-tier Englishman. B. Right. Okay.
Don't you know Gary's the hoi polloi?
I'm hurt.
Oh, it's me. Sorry, I was like, it's
take your
Jim's
time
turn.
now, Tim. Take your time. Do a couple of deep breaths.
You've got such a lovely voice, Jim. It's just nice to hear you talk.
Thank
Jules says Tim has baby brain. The good news is that it goes away after the little one's first birthday.
Hey, wait till she turns 2. You're really going to lose weight.
And toddler tantrums start.
GM says, Timmy, what was in that port? Brain fog, maybe. Port.
Tiff says, "Hey, don't blame me. Jeez, back for less than a week and everything's already my fucking fault. Jesus Christ."
Julian says, "Oi, Adam, we are not B-tier Englishmen. They are W-tier Welshmen." Ooh.
There you go. We've
How
actually
does that sit in England, being compared to Welshmen?
Yeah. Have that bit.
I take it as a compliment myself, but I'm not English, so I couldn't say.
Do you know what? I saw the nicest post today. You know, with all these wildfires that have been happening down south, they've had to call a lot of English fire crews over from England and stuff, from Manchester and stuff. Someone was passing stuff out to the firefighters, and the firefighters, there's a couple of guys from Manchester or something, and they said they're not. It's been really weird for them because they're not used to people being so nice to them when they're out on jobs and stuff.
No, they're not in some parts of the country, and I don't understand why. Ambulance workers have the same thing. They face all sorts of aggression and violence. And you're thinking they are literally there to help you. They're literally there to save lives. Why are you showing them nothing but violence? Because you're drunk or you're off your on stuff you shouldn't be, whatever. But it's like, oh, come on, guys, just stupid people.
I'm going to take a step out. I'm going to get the hardwire thing. I'm noticing you guys are all stalling occasionally, and
that's just Timmy's reading.
Yeah, well, when all three of you go, I think there's something wrong on my end, so I'll be right back.
Sorry, Tim. It's unusual for me to be able to get one over on you.
It's like that thing of like holding a note up, like, like saying something horrible through the window of a classroom, and the teacher like pulls him up, and it's like, that's awful. Think about how bad they would feel if those kids could read. Alrighty.
So, I started doing I managed to get all the outriggers put together on this over the week. However, the rear outriggers are rather long, and the way they've designed the slots is they're not offset, so they don't. So if I want them folded in, which is tricky, they sort of butt up against each other, I think. It's paint in the gap. Yeah, they butt up against each other. So if I want them folded in, then I've got to cut them down so they'll fit, or I can have the outriggers out. Problem is, if I have the outriggers out, it's going to look odd if I don't have the ladder up, and if I don't have firefighters on it. In my opinion.
Well, what scale is that? 24th?
Yeah.
Or maybe you could have someone 3D print you some figures for that.
Possibly. I mean, it'd look odd without the firefighters, but I can live with it. But it just mean I'd have to create a diorama base so that the legs didn't get damaged.
don't fire departments and stuff sometimes they'll run the ladder out and like hang a flag or something off the ladder?
Yeah, I could do that. Woo. Hang a big Welsh flag. Woo.
There you go.
Yeah, do something like that. Like I'm sure they, are involved in all the like local community days for the kiddies and stuff like that.
Yeah, good idea, Tim. So I shall paint them. On the instructions as well, it says the extension arms on there are supposed to be Blackfoot. I worked on Fodens, which have cranes, obviously, 16.5 ton cranes. So I have a license for them. So obviously they have to have outriggers. And I can tell you now, they don't paint the outriggers because they're so caked in grease that there's no point. They just leave it steel and then just coat it with grease and stuff to ensure it's lubricated. So I'll probably be doing that. So it'll give me an excuse to have a go at doing some weathering on the outriggers. Adam says, I'll bribe the butler with whiskey. Oh, that's because Joe says, Mr. Evans, send your butler up to Scotland to slap that Scotsman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building the cab. Julie says, I hope it was fake, but I saw a letter to a newspaper saying ambulance sirens should be banned in urban areas as it startled him when they started. That's been happening for years. People buying houses next to fire stations and things and then complaining that the fire engines use their sirens. It's, late at night and stuff. Like,
I can one up that.
Go
on. Right next door to the main naval base on the east coast of Australia in Sydney. It's at a place called Potts Point, and there's a finger wharf next to it that has like a hotel on the first part and then like luxury penthouses on the back end, owned by there's been lots of famous movie stars and stuff that have owned those properties. But apparently some of the homeowners from the finger wharf complain that the military base is too noisy because there's like alarm testing, there's pipes that are made over main broadcast, all of that stuff. They're like, oh, we shouldn't have to live next to this, and it's like, you chose to. Half-wit.
You literally bought a house next to a base.
This is no neighborhood to raise our children in. What's the matter with you people?
Yeah. How dare you promote war? We are the military, sir. One thing I like about this kit is all the different sort of sub-builds, if you like the body, the turntable, the cab and stuff, are all on, each one is on, all the parts are on one sprue, and that sprue is a different colour, depending on what it is. So the ones for the cab are all on the white plastic. Yep. And the turntable are all black plastic and things. Red plastic, sorry. I think that's pretty cool.
Pretty handy.
Pretty jazzy. Yeah, it's going to look awesome. Steve says, hi, troops. Hello, Steve.
Steve.
Julian says, leave the 3D firefighters with me, Mikey. I'll see what I can find or do. Thank you, buddy. Julian says, remind me what country and era the fire engine is, Mikey. So, the scheme I'm going to be doing is German 1980s. Yeah. Do not do 1930s. Although they've still got some very similar helmets. Tiff says, hey, Steve. Or, hey, Steve. Bob says,
I gotta mute myself.
Nope, sorry. Due to no landline and doing all connectivity OTA, I'm suffering massive breakup of network, disappearing. All right, bud. Have a good day.
Okay, all right, Bob.
Yeah.
Take
it easy, Bob.
Take care, Bob.
Bye, Bob. Tiff says, bye, Bob. Yeah. Jim says, Timmy. Same with Kingsford Smith Airport. Been there for years and they built houses around it. Yeah. They buy a house at the end of the runway and then complain about planes flying over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, now the flip side, if you own a house and then they put a military base or an airport, absolutely fill your boots and complain and protest and
yeah,
you know, go your hardest. But
yeah,
it's not like, oh, they didn't tell me that. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, do you not have eyes?
Yeah, they did tell me there'd be jets flying over every 10 minutes.
Even though the airport was in use.
Do they not think, I wonder why this house is so cheap?
Yeah. See, if it's Timmy just sitting in his back garden going, I hate planes. I have planes going on over all the time.
I think Tim would be ahead of the curve. He'd look around and say, there's an air base around here. No, we're not living here.
Yeah. Either that or just stand there shaking his fist at the plane every time it went over.
Yeah. Just old man yells at sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that is partially true for me. Where I used to live, my neighborhood, which was a hop, skip, and a jump from O'Hare Airport, and once the flight paths were rerouted and everything came in from the east and the south, we had planes flying over almost 24/7. And I can remember mornings where I was out on a back balcony enjoying my coffee. They had this little back deck they put on the back of this place, and I would literally be shaking my fist at the planes. It's 5 a.m. and those damn things are flying like low enough where I could see the people in the windows.
and they look out and go, ah, he's got my clothes.
Yeah. Natives around here are dangerous.
I think one of the worst examples I saw or read about was an Afghanistan veteran who had severe PTSD. He was in the tank regiment, right? So he was discharged because of his PTSD. And obviously he's homeless. Guess where the council put him? In the house at the end of a tank range.
Oh, tank range. Oh, my God. Meaning you could hear the cannon firing.
Yeah. They put him on a house that bordered the training area.
Jeez. That one wasn't too well thought out.
Nope. And they refused to move him.
What?
Yep.
So they make an error, then they double down on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, there's some smart government thinking for you.
Yeah. Julian says, I think the military are probably the last to promote war, probably spending their entire careers hoping not to be needed. Or is that just my civvy brain thinking? That's your civvy brain, mate. Every soldier hopes for one good war. Because they're young and naive until they go to war.
A couple of bad ones would do.
Well, yeah. Matthew says, hi, everyone. Hello, Matthew. And Jen's waving to Matthew. Yeah. But that's a line at the beginning of the film Bravo 20, isn't it? Where Sean Bean says, every soldier hopes for one good war. Otherwise, you wouldn't join the army. This is a big-ass dashboard. See, what we need is Dieter, because he was in the Belgian fire service. The Belgians use these.
Yeah, where's Dieter been?
He got a new job a while back, didn't he? He's working
days
all the time now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he retired from the fire service, correct?
Yeah.
I guess you got to be a certain age to collect pension over there in Belgium. He couldn't draw on it immediately.
Yeah.
He looks like he's fairly young.
Yeah, he's certainly not much more than his 40s, late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, bless him. Nia's growing up. She's getting tall. She's not little Nia anymore.
Yeah, well, that's what happens with kids. They grow up, you know.
Yeah. Saying that to Kay yesterday, because one of our friends put a picture up of her daughter who's just done her GCSEs, and she's saying how good her exam results are and everything. Now she's proud of it and all that. And I said to Kay, I said, look at that. I said, she was the little tiny bridesmaid at our wedding.
Yeah. See how that happens? You turn around and you're like, oh my goodness, it's you.
Yeah.
As I used to hear from my relatives when I was a youngin' around holiday time, because that's the only time I saw them. You're like,
well, oh my God,
you're growing like a weed.
I used to go, oh, not him again.
Blimey.
What's he done this time? I was the practice child. Apparently, they got it right when they had my sister, my little sister, because they knew what they were doing by then.
Your sister younger than you?
Yeah, 2 years younger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my sister's 4 years younger than me. She had excellent grades in school. Participated in local sports. You know, had a lot of friends. Me, I was antisocial. I didn't get along with a lot of my fellow students. Didn't like a lot of them. Didn't even really talk to them a lot outside of school either.
See, I was the same as you. It's just I kept getting myself into trouble. I did all the good grades. I did all the.
Oh, I got terrible grades. I got terrible grades. I mean, I just refused to do any work. You're telling me what to do. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. That's how difficult that was. You told me left, I went right. It was I don't know what it was in my head. My mom and dad were just totally frustrated after a certain point. They just couldn't understand it.
Yeah, I got at least passable grades. I just didn't care enough. I was just fed up with having to go to school.
Well, I don't know what school is like over there. And first of all, public school here is like what the taxpayers pay for. It's free. I don't know what public school means in as far as definition in the UK.
Yeah, it's the opposite way around in the UK.
Okay. Yeah, public school. I went to, a lot of my friends went to Catholic school, private school as it's called. And they had, mass at the end of, not at the end of the day. What they have? They had, I think it was at the beginning of the day. They had him in the chapel. Then off to class they went. The steel ruler era and all that other stuff. All that crap that I heard. I was like, man, am I glad I'm in public school? At least I can hit the teacher and get away with it.
At least I can hit the teacher back.
Yeah, right, exactly. But they didn't. That was a big no-no for Chicago public school teachers. You could lose your job, which means you'd lose your pension.
Yeah. Yeah, my stepbrothers and my daughter's mum all went to the Catholic school. Yeah. She left with no qualifications whatsoever because she was more interested in watching the boys at the gym than actually turning up to her exams. Yeah, that's what she told me. Because they had a leisure centre in the town. So what they used to do is apparently her and her mates used to skip class. They'll skip the exams and go and sit on the car park. Because the gym in the leisure centre is like the entire wall is like a big glass wall.
Oh, okay.
They go to sit in the car park watching all the blokes in the gym. Yeah. My elder stepbrother's done all right. Young one's done all right now that he's settled down and stopped getting himself banged up. Took him a while to get there, but he's done it.
Yeah, some people are late bloomers in life.
I think it was prison that set him straight.
Ooh, yeah, that's one way to have a lesson taught to you.
Yeah. He copped himself an 11 stretch.
Ooh.
And that was like, I think that was his second or third time of being in there.
Jeez.
He decided to book his ideas up after that when he got sent down for that.
Surprised they didn't give him the. Well, I guess, do they do that in the United Kingdom? You got two options: prison or military.
No, they don't do that in the UK. And the part of it, even if they did, it'd been a really stupid offer to make him because he'd already been in the military, and he left because he didn't want to go to war.
Mm.
I suppose he's an exception to the rule we stated earlier, then.
Yeah. Well, I can say this. I'm speaking perhaps from another time. I don't know what the laws in the States are anymore as far as that goes. Maybe that don't involve. Maybe that's no longer an option.
Hmm.
You know, if you're a con, you're a con.
Yeah. I know in some of the youth offenders, like youth prisons, they've started introducing like cadet schemes and things like that to try and help kids, which is a good thing, as long as they don't give them firearms.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I mean, if you're going to straighten people out, you don't just put them in prison. You try and get to the root of the issue and give them an opportunity to turn things around up in their own heads where the trouble is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time or two.
Yeah.
There's
Tim's a big
one
believer in the
thing-
3 strikes and you're out policy.
If there's one thing I hate, it's recidivists.
Adam says, "Ain't it the old thing of I want to die at war, not at home kind of vibe?" No, nobody wants to die. Well, most soldiers don't anyway. Ghost says, "Morning, everyone. Hello." Adam says, "I also think that line was an Easter egg to the movie Troy." Ah. Julian, I hope a joke. Tourist at Windsor Castle complained when a guide was drowned out about the castle being built under a flight path. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's probably true. GM says, LAPD helicopters have bulletproof undersides. Well, they need them in America. Surprised they don't use Apaches. Joe, oh no, just looked at next week's weather forecast. Temps in the 40s, feeling like 45, 47. You can keep it to yourself.
That is nasty.
Julian, kids do indeed grow up, Jim. It's a bugger telling an 8-year-old off when they're above you. Do you just look like that really angry elf when you do that? Just pointing up at them, shouting. Jem says, Julian, we're not allowed to fly over Windsor Castle. We have to fly either side. Yeah, in case it comes down. Joe says, Jim, you were the Fonzie of Oswego, Illinois.
No, I was a social outcast in Chicago. I went to Chicago public schools.
Oh. Well, at least you found your people now, Jim.
Aye.
Julian says, I'm the youngest. I think after me, they thought, hell no. Joe says, you can't blame them, Julian. Julian says, Jem, that post 9/11, or has that always been that way? I think it's always been that way. It's one of those no fly zones.
Where Windsor Castle is, I would have thought they'll be on an ILS beam to the runway by there, so it's going to be in line with the runways. I would have thought. I've never noticed a turn going past Windsor and then turning gently onto the runway heading. So you know, it's a pig throw approach. So onto 10 left and 10 right.
Jem says, Joe expects a 38 to 40 here. Joe says, in high school, we had football coaches who forced us to get short haircuts, like, you know, who? I think young lads should have short haircuts and look presentable.
I think that all young blokes who are playing high school football should have Brian Bosworth's haircut from back in the day.
That little shit lives over the road from us. The one that keeps revving the bollocks off his car and things. Me and Kay was talking the other day, and we've decided he looks like Krusty the Clown because he wears a baseball cap all the time, but he's let his hair grow that long and it's that curly that it just sticks out the width of his shoulders at the sides under his hat.
Hey!
Yeah. And when he takes his hat off, his hair's smooth because he's always got a hat on.
Yeah, the hat hair, yes.
Yeah. Jeff says not Julian, not sure, probably his 60s. Joe bought a car battery yesterday for the wife's car. It was double the price from the previous one I bought 3 years ago. Wow.
Yeah. Nothing's reducing in price, Joe.
No. Julian says Gem might have been Cold War related. Julian says be back in a bit. Tiff says hi, Ghost. Joe says put them all in jail. Wait, let me buy some stock in them prisons first.
Yeah. Or at least in the material that they use to make the bars out of.
So you can't do that over here because they're not privately owned, they're state-owned. In theory. Jim says, Julian, I cannot operate the DC-8 fitted with JT48 engines out of LAX or New York, classed as too noisy and smoky.
Mm.
Yeah. There we go. Caught up with the chat again. Feel free to chat further.
There's an approach. A few years ago, I used to know a guy who ran the flight sims for British Airways, like the corporate use of them. You know, you could hire them for events and stuff. And the favourite one was the 747 because it was not so much in use at the time because they were phasing them out with that. Anyway, so they have all of New York modelled, and there's an approach called the Canarsie approach. And it was because one of the neighborhoods in New York managed to get aircraft banned flying over them, even though it's directly in the line of the runway. So you go over, you have to go over like the big sound near and start stepping down in altitude. And it's really, really crazy. And to help you, there's rows of flashing lights on the ground. And they call it follow the white rabbit. You just have to follow these flashing lines. And when the lines run out, you look like sort of 30 degrees to your right, and there's another set of lines. So you have to turn quite sharp. And this is getting lower and lower and lower. And so it's brilliant fun. And that's all because of one neighborhood in New York said no. And they won a court case saying, no, you can't overfly on the approach into there. So Canarsie approach is fabulous fun. I've known a couple of pilots who have actually flown it for real, and they say it's scary stuff, but they really enjoy doing it because it's all has to be done manually. There's no autopilot; it's all flown manually. The two pilots working as a team, you know, really cool. I don't use it.
James says we have to intercept the ILS beam on a curved approach into Heathrow, but we are on a steep approach at minimum power.
Nice.
Tiff says there are a few private prisons Berwyn near you. Is one of them, Mikey? Yeah, and that's going so well for them. Oh, every other week there's a report in the local newspaper about some female prisoner getting caught diddling the prisoners and things.
Did you say Berwyn?
Berwyn, yeah.
Berwyn. Oh, that's strictly a local thing. There is a small town outside of Chicago called Berwyn, and it's gained notoriety in a humorous way. Through a local television personality, 40, 50 years now. So anyway, I just saw that and I just had to say it. I'm not going to explain it because no one here would understand it unless you grew up in Chicago.
Fair enough. We won't hold it against you.
Thank you.
Joe says, Tiff, here's just the rich getting richer and squirrel.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Ghost is saying hi to Tiff twice. James says Windsor is usually on outbound, so a curved departure is required. Yeah.
Yeah, because the prevailing wind here is from the west in the UK, and Windsor Castle's underneath the runway to the west. So normally, it's under the outbound because you fly into the wind normally to take off. So
yeah. There we go.
27 right, I would imagine, would be worse for that. From memory. I know you're amazed. I know stuff, huh?
No, it just doesn't surprise me that you know all this stuff anymore. It's like, yeah, it's like working with an encyclopedia.
No. No. Wish it were.
Jockney's Mafiosa says, Mikey, question. The rear door on the inside has blue painted somewhere. What be the blue thing for when I finish work? I can't imagine it being a blue. Why there'd be a blue thing on the door? I could certainly have a look at a picture of it and tell you. It's easier to picture if I see it. So look.
Oh, there they go.
Let's have a look.
No. Oh. Tire.
It's all showing the back of the door.
Oh, is that something like that? That's wood locks. Yeah.
Is that? No. I mean, there's loads of pictures of the inside of the AS90, but not on the door. You think the inside of the AS90 would be the part that they want to keep secret, not the door. Ah, okay. So, if you look on the door, there is a viewing port on it. So, I'd imagine it's that, but it's actually black. I imagine it's that there. Or it could be a sign. Without seeing it on the diagram, mate, I would to see what you're talking about would be difficult. Ah, speaking of which, he's just sent me. Right. So, grey, black, dark blue. Yeah, so the dark blue, if you look, that is the viewing port. The bulletproof glass viewing port. So you could do that actually with like a bit of reflective plastic or something. Or foil, that would look right. Nick said he'll be here shortly. Joe says live Svenguli. Or like Svenguli. Joe says I do, Jim.
Oh,
Tiff says Tiff says emoji squirrel. Yeah. Callum says my favorite landing is Queenstown Airport in the South Island, where here in New Zealand. It's literally a canyon run. The aircraft is very close to the sides of the ranges and below the ridgeline with the downdraft. Ooh. I always found Ascension Islands quite scary because you're taking off into a mountain. Hello, Nicholas.
Hello, dear boys.
Hello, Nick. How are you doing, fellow?
Ah, hi, Mr. Waitrose.
Hey, Nick.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. You?
Good, thanks. Good.
Good. Got to keep positive, Gary.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Good man. Report to me if in trouble.
Jim says, so do you know about Svengoolie part about Chicago's TV since 1970? Joe says, watch when I can, monster movies.
Mm-hmm.
Adam says he sent it on Discord. Ghost says, what does Ghost say? He says, Jim, Nashville had Sir Cecil Creep. He did the late night monster movies.
Oh, right. Yeah. The cities had their own kind of local character. Stuff like that, yeah.
Tiff says, Bean needs to spray the red over the chrome on the Optimus. Yes. Or at least she's not doing Optimus, she's doing Nemesis. Adam says, merci, my very friend. You're most welcome. GM says, Mr. Evans, yes, you would have seen the eastern approach into Heathrow starts over the Dutch coast. We have been in holding patterns over Austria, awaiting a slot to approach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiff says, hi, Nick.
Hello, Tiff.
I think it's because it's been away so long that now I hear it again. Excuse me.
Ghost says, in the 90s, he was bringing his show back, and I was hired to design and build the miniature sets for the show intro and outro. Cool.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Nice, Ghost. Yeah.
So what are you working on, Nick?
Oh, well, I was up till 3 o'clock last night.
You dirty stop out.
Working on the Mark 1.
I think.
It's coming along quite nicely, actually. Very confusing instructions, mind you. Obviously, they tell you to do it in one sequence.
Yeah. There you go. That was cool.
But the first thing I always check on an armor model is the tub, and the tub was a bit warped.
Yeah.
So started gluing on the superstructure just to bring that true before I did the suspension. But he keeps showing you bits to put on, but he don't tell you what part number they are. or where they are in the instructions. And the screws are annoying because there's bits all over the place.
That's a Tacom kit for you.
Sounds like a kit Tim would hate.
Well, you'd think a little bit of thought could go into sprue layout, wouldn't you?
Just a little bit, you know. I mean, I guess what it turns out is that you the model builder, are the one who's going to have to plan it out, so you're aware of where the parts are. So when you want to get them, you can find them.
That's not fair, though.
Oh, I agree. I'm with you, Nick. I hear you.
Back in my day, we had to chop a tree down with the fat of your hand, and then you'd just whittle a model yourself.
That was easy.
Yeah,
that was easy. Pre-FX, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. What'd you have to do? You have to walk up the school, Tim, uphill both ways, there and back in a blizzard?
Obviously.
Yeah, it was a blizzard in the morning, and then it was
we loved it.
Scorching. It was 45 degrees in the afternoons. And then when I got home, there was nothing to do apart from, wait for dinner. And then maybe Mum had cabbage broth or something left over from the day before. So I'd have to kind of fight the siblings for that.
See, that'd be a sad story if we didn't know your dad was a colonel in the army.
If we had any kind of time or energy, even
could be brutal.
Yeah, any energy left over, or my siblings wanted to play or something, we'd have to go knock on the house next door and ask if they had any empty boxes or anything that we could play with.
May I have some more?
I've learned not to ask that question.
Is that how it was in the Navy too?
No, he said it to his wife and shit.
Yeah. No, I tell my wife all the time, no one's had it harder than me. The Hebrew slaves in Egypt had relative luxury compared to the life I lived.
Oh. Is there anyone we haven't offended yet today? Julian. We need to make it our mission to offend Julian. There we go. Because Julian doesn't get offended by anything, apparently.
Well, that's a challenge in itself, then.
Yeah. Oh, Nick, we've come to put the outriggers together on this, and the way they've lined them up, if you wanted to put them both rear outriggers in, you'd have to cut them down for them to fit. Yeah. So we're trying to decide what to do it, and Tim came up with the idea of, because I said if I have them out, I'd have to make a base for it. And Tim came up with the idea of having the ladder up with a flag hanging off it.
Yeah.
So what I might do is put a little Welsh flag hanging off the ladder.
Very American thing to do, though. Have flags on trucks.
Yeah.
Especially fire trucks.
Yeah, I see that all the time in my area.
I've got a question for you, Jim.
Yes, sir.
I've watched the odd YouTube about the American fire services. How come it takes them about half an hour to get water on a fire?
I don't know. All depends, I guess, on where they're fighting a fire from, I suppose. I mean, we are right now in my town. They're doing a massive sewer project where they're reinstalling not just sewer drains, for storm drain, but also pipes for water access, because the pipes were from another era. The diameter, I think, was only like 4 or 5 inches, and recently a house burnt down, a big one, and it was the fire department went to go put in for water pressure, and it was like nothing.
Yeah.
And so that prompted the whole thing, and that's what we're doing now, is trying to restore it. But that's an interesting question. It's something I never thought about, because when I was growing up all over Chicago, you had fire hydrants everywhere, and the water pressure was always excellent. We used to open them up in the summertime.
Yeah, it almost looks like, when you watch the odd one, that the engine truck arrives and they start to take hoses towards the building and everything. But then, like, the ladder truck comes, they sort of stand around thinking, well, I'm only allowed up on the roof to cut holes in it. I can't touch water pipes. Oh, no, way beyond my pay grade. And then someone else comes along and connects them up to water, and it just seems to take forever. In the UK, our trucks carry water, and we'd have water on a fire in 30 seconds.
I don't know. Couldn't say anything about that, because I just don't know anything about it.
From what I understand, Nick, they work the same way as they work their army. So in the REMI, we had to be able to fix anything. You had A mechanics and B mechanics. So the A worked on track vehicles, and the B worked on field. But if needs be, we could help out each other. Whereas the American equivalent of the REMI, they had someone who worked on transmissions, someone who worked on ignition systems, someone who worked on electrics, somebody who worked on something else, fuel systems, someone who worked on brakes, someone who worked on tires, and they weren't allowed to cross over.
All right.
So whereas we could just get a sheet for the day and go, right, okay, these are the vehicles, this is all the faults on them, go and figure out what's wrong. They would have to go
10 people.
They'd need like 10 mechanics if it was a problem. They'd have to get one.
When my house is burning down, I don't want people to be saying, "Ooh, no, not my job, and I can't touch a water pipe." Ooh, no, I'm only for ladders.
Yeah. They used their vehicles are a lot more sort of aimed at sort of one job sort of thing, aren't they?
Seem to be, yeah. Engine truck I don't know if it has a ladder at all. Ladder truck obviously has all the ladders.
Yeah.
I don't know what other trucks they have, but
that's why even for a small fire, they have to deploy with like 2 or 3 different trucks, don't they?
well, I'm going to say they certainly seem to arrive mob-handed.
Yeah. Whereas in the UK, in Europe, they tend to arrive with one vehicle and then escalate it if they need to.
Yeah. What we're all building today, anyway. Obviously, you're on the fire engine.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Jim? Is that a Jeep?
Yeah, it's a headache that I love to hate. Little Tacom Jeep that I think there's more parts in this than the actual Willys Jeep. It's not so much that. It's actually a really nice kit. It's just that with my sausage fingers and the innumerable small parts like what I'm dealing with now, it's difficult. But someone with more surgeon-like hands, maybe a little younger, where they're not shaking all the time, this thing will probably go.
Yeah, same problem we've got. What are you on, Tim?
Doing the 190 A3.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really looking nice, Tim. I have that model in my stash, and the more I see you work on it, the more makes me want to just get it out of the box and start working on it. Like it's just to me, aircraft kits are a breath of fresh air.
Is that an Eduard or what make?
No, just the Tamiya 148.
All right. And Sir Group Leader Gary.
Oh, I'm working on many things today. Many things.
For the channel.
Oh, yeah, all for the channel.
The
next Matchbox kit is almost finished-ish.
Ooh. Is this one we don't know about yet?
Which we don't know about yet.
Ooh.
Secret.
F8 Crusader, which is beautiful.
Yeah, that is looking great, Gary. I don't see enough Crusader jets being built as models.
I love it. And it's going to be done in French naval colours, but with D-Day stripes.
C'est magnifique.
So all over blue. All over Mirage blue, in fact.
That's a nice colour.
Where were they invading, or was that an anniversary thing?
It's an anniversary.
Yeah. Like the Eurofighter with the
yeah.
It's one of the D-Day anniversaries. So I thought, that's going to look really nice. So that's cool. And I've sort of started messing with the Revell Halifax Mark III as well, which will also be on the channel before long, because of course Revell will be re-releasing it before too long.
Yes.
That'd be
about the day after you post the video.
Well, I hope so, because then people will go, oh, that's good. I can find out how to build that now.
You know what? I think I'm going to scrap that idea.
No, the ethics problem was me having done the sort of Sposo Italeri ME410. The same time they released the brand new tooling ME410, which was beautiful. So, yeah, that was
anything Italeri, I'd wait around for another model for. That's just me.
The Italeri Land Rover 109 is a nice kit.
Well, even they can get it right now and then.
Jim, ever the optimist.
Oh, I mean, look, the artillery does make some decent models here and there, but I guess I've been soured and prejudiced by their label, and here's another thing. They re-release a model, they maybe add a few new parts, and it's up around the cost of something you pay for a kit from Tacom or RFM. And it's reboxed, and the original molds date back how many decades, and then they're hitting the consumer with a price tag that I don't think is fair. But that's only one aspect of their kit making. I mean, if you think about it, you go back to their original mold, man, they had a whole bunch of vehicles kits that people weren't making stuff of. Italian, oddball German stuff like that, Nebelwerfer, half track. All kinds of crazy stuff, and there wasn't a market for that back then, except for them.
Jim says approached into Seoul Jibbo Airport, or however you say it, I don't know.
Gimpo.
Gibbo means dodging a mountain at the southeastern end. In low cloud, it's dicey as ILS is weak.
Nice.
ILS, what's that?
Instrument
landing system.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Hey, see, I knew something too.
Excellent.
That's because I watch a lot of plane crash videos.
Two projected radio beams. One projects the 3-ish degree approach path, and the other is the center line of the runway. So you've got two needles on an instrument in the cockpit, and if you put the needles, like say, cross perfectly, you're on the right approach path and on line for the runway, so you can land in any weather.
Jim says the trees are made of plastic in Queensland. Jim says, Timmy, are you sure it was port you were drinking?
No, I haven't had a drink in a while, actually. I just noticed I've got an empty wine glass on my desk as I say that.
Adam says there's a rebel kit in the new Jason Statham movie. Yeah. There we go.
I'd like to see that man do something different, like I don't know, Hamlet or something. I mean, Liam Neeson was once a great actor, and now he's just doing these action films.
Yeah, that's because of Taken, though, wasn't it?
Well, hey, if the shoe fits, I guess he's deciding to wear it. And I mean, the paychecks must be really good.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, hey, if it pays the bills, geez, it's probably got to be easy money for him too.
Oh, I was thinking yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about we starting to do kit reviews again. I was thinking, do people want me to do a normal kit review, or do you want me to do more of the 3-minute kit reviews? I've done both.
I tell you what, I've got a decent size attention span, so you can go ahead and do a 20-30 minute kit review or whatever. I mean, whatever you think. I mean, hell, I've sat through Peter Oxley's hour-long kit reviews. So.
I was just trying to get his gloves on.
You're a better man than I can.
Actually, I'll tell you what. I know he catches a lot of flack. He's a very controversial figure. He's kind of a lightning rod, and he does kind of bring it upon himself in some ways. But you know what? I guess it's just my being watching him for a number of years that he's just kind of grown on me.
Yeah, we call that Stockholm syndrome.
or as I used to tell people, I grown people still to warts.
Stop bullying my dad.
yeah, sorry there, Tim. Yes. Although Mikey, your neighbor to your fellow North Welshman has lately been doing his kit reviews and stuff with black gloves on. In fact, he just acknowledged it in his one of his latest videos, and he says, "I do it because I got some ugly, dirty fingers." I guess he works in the print industry of some kind. He's always got ink stains on his fingers.
I don't know, but that was one of the things that used to put me off, was the fact that his fingernails were always so dirty.
Yeah. Well, did you ever see Nigel's videos?
Yeah.
At least
he's
they
got working man hands.
Yeah. See, for me, if people like me, Gary, and Tim were able to spend 2 weeks in the field and still stay clean, why can't people do it in their own homes? It's just lack of hygiene.
Different mentality, Mikey.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you this. I know a friend who worked in the print industry years back, and those inks are very difficult to get off. It's not easy stuff.
I'm not saying that they're not hygienic and don't have showers and things like that, but there's no reason to have dirt on your fingernails if you keep them clean and keep your hands clean and trim your nails and things.
There's no sergeant.
I got to give him
shout
credit.
at
He's
you
at
at
least
home.
doing something about it.
What was that, Tim?
So I was saying there's no sergeant to shout at you at home.
There is. It's called a wife.
Yeah, you know, us civilians, we kind of got our own way to live, you know.
Yeah. See, being a bug on a ship is about the worst thing you can do. Like, you get called a bug if you were just gross.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you didn't do your washing. You didn't change your bedding, like, at least once a week.
Yeah.
You didn't wash. Yeah, you get called a bug. And basically, you'd get a warning. And then, we'd just drag you into the shower, turn the shower on, and we'd just, like, pummel you under the tap.
Yeah.
And, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about someone I know who's a close friend of mine who has a distinct lack of discipline when it comes to personal hygiene. And I could just picture me and my best mate dragging him in there, just put them in, and I could hear him go, just cleaning his grimy body.
Yeah.
Years ago in the British Army, if you weren't washing and things like that properly, they used to stick you in a bathtub, and all the lads used to clean you with yard brushes.
So that
teach you a lesson.
So that's effectively what we'd do, right? Because we have cleanos every afternoon, like cleaning stations. Yeah. So in every mess there's a like mop and bucket, your chemicals, blah blah blah, your hard bristle brushes and all that stuff. But you just get dragged into the shower. And people just pretty much smash you with like mops and brushes and stuff. It's the same with like, we've got laundries and stuff, and there's a system, right? Like you have your Dobie bag, like your sack with your clothes in it and your name and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you jump the line, there's signs everywhere from like the leading hand of the mess and stuff saying, like queue jumpers will have their crap thrown in the ocean. And it's just one of those things that like we all live together for very long periods of time.
Yeah.
Like if you are unpleasant to be around, you're gonna get adjusted.
Yeah. Well, one of the things they sort of drilled into the first couple of days of your basic training was, if you can't look after yourself properly and stay clean in barracks, how the hell do you expect to survive in the field?
Yeah, good point.
So for me, having my nails sort of trimmed properly and your hands clean, especially if you're going to have your hands on camera a lot, it's quite important.
Well, like I said, I got to give him his dues, and he's putting them gloves on. He's like, okay, he does his best. I'm not privy to his personal life, but I'm assuming he's doing his best to keep his hands clean. But again, working around that as often as he does, it is being a former metal worker, working around all kinds of machine oil, steel oil, and grease and everything else, and just coming home smelling like my job. My first priority was to get that clean. But I'll tell you what, my hands did not lose that base grit that was in the layers of skin, no matter how often I scrubbed them. Until
that's why we used to use Swarfiga and stuff as mechanics.
Pardon?
When I was a mechanic, we always used to have to use Swarfiga, which is like a chemical that's got grit in it.
We've got the same thing here. It's a soap, and it's got some grit in there, and it really, you can feel it scrubbing. But like I said, as I said, the stuff didn't really come clean from my hands, and the skin actually restore to normal touch until I left the business. And that took about, I don't know, a few months, I would say. I used to have the same thing when I worked in film processing. Anybody remembers those days? You used all kinds of stuff, the stabilizer. I worked on these big dip and dunk machines that were like 30 feet long, and the hanger transports would take the film through each tank. Well, you had to maintain all that, and that was a messy business.
Was that E6 or C41 you were doing?
I did all three, Gary. I did E6, C41, black and white.
Nice.
Black and white, I did hand processing and also machine processing.
Bleach fix. I remember.
My God.
I can pick out the smell of bleach fix even now in like 1 part per billion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's some nasty stuff.
It's so distinctive.
Yeah, you can't get clean enough.
When I was working in the stock agency business, we went to visit the Holton collection that Getty had just bought out, this huge historical collection. And they had like glass plates and stuff like that. And they were restoring glass plates where the gelatin that holds the black and white image had buckled. So basically flattening out the gelatin again to restore the plates. And exquisite work that they were doing. But by God, the chemicals they were using stank. Absolutely stank. And you go into one of these rooms and your eyes are almost watering. And the guy said, okay, so mate, what are you using? Oh, it's just like, it's like 90-something% acetic acid for this and that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that stuff is
really? And he said, what smell? And I'm like, mate, you've worked here too long. I'm sorry. But you probably reek like a fish and chip shop, but without the grease everywhere you go. You know what I mean? It's, God.
Well, if you remember the old E6 stabilizer, it had formaldehyde.
I used to know everything. There you go. I knew a woman that worked in the local chicken factory, and even though she'd come home and have a shower and everything, she'd come into the pub where I was working, and she'd still smell of raw chicken.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But yes, I remember those days, Gary. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much formaldehyde I breathed in because it's coming out of the dryer as you're opening up the cabinets to take the film racks out because the fans are blowing the air outward. So, I mean, I remember those days. I put in 12 years working at photo labs. And all I got out of it was a paycheck.
Yeah.
And a lot of grumpy customers, but couple places I worked at, I didn't have to deal with the customer straight up, but forget it. I'm not going to go off too much.
I know.
You put a camera in someone's hands, they think they're a photographer.
Absolutely.
Adam says, I just can't be arsed listening to 2 hours of crying over a brand, claiming they haven't done a good kit in years. Joe, I tried to watch Nigel's videos, but I can't watch anything for over 30 minutes, except from these silly streams. What the hell? I think it could be because we talk about such a wide variety of subjects in the 2 hours.
Yes, that's what it's all about, in my opinion.
Yeah. GM says, question for Nick. I've been asked about Airfix kit of a DC9, an early edition. Do you have one you would like to sell? A modeler friend been looking for an early version.
DC9, I don't think, got very few airliners. Don't think I've got, let me just think. No.
Adam says, my brother-in-law had a dirty dude in basic. They slapped his backside and balls with fly swatter. Yeah, soon work.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of reminds you of the opening scene of Casino Royale, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, you know, you don't want to be hazing people these days, but I don't know.
Sometimes it's the only way
people don't get the message, Jim. You know,
you gotta. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, it's not particularly nice, but I don't know. It makes me. I don't know if any of you have seen like Invincible, but it's like Omni-Man being like, "Why did you make me do this? You know?
Why you make me hit you?"
Yeah, it's like I'm doing this out of love. I'm doing this to help you.
Hazing is not allowed due to health and safety now.
Yeah. Well, I saw a picture the other day of a fire. I think it's North of England fire crews. They tied a guy up to a frame in a string vest. You know, the string shirts that they had in the 80s.
Yeah.
In one of them, and turned the fire hoses on him.
Yeah, well, that's normal. Water fight is normal.
GM says we had a grub in basic training. He was scrubbed in a bathtub filled with ice cubes.
Ooh, shrinkage.
Yeah.
You get some good excuses out of people though. Like it's something like, oh, I don't have time, or especially during basic. It's like, yeah, well, I never get yelled at for being late out of the block and getting on parade, because they're going to save 5 minutes or whatever by completely skipping their morning routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to adjust that.
Yeah.
I assume it's the same in the forces, but my first day of training in the fire service was how to wash yourself, how to iron a shirt, etc., etc.
Yeah.
How to look after yourself.
Yeah.
Because some people come from backgrounds where they probably didn't really know how to look after themselves.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, you're probably right. You may not think that in this day and age, but it's you're probably spot on there.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the I don't know about fire service, but with the armed forces, a lot of the people that young, especially in the 80s and 90s, a lot of the people that went into the army were lads that come from really poor backgrounds, because there wasn't many jobs for them to do.
Yeah. Well, it's the same like when I went through. Like, I was a bit older than my cohort, because I think I joined when I was 22. I think I turned 23 during basic, where most of them were 19, 20, 21. But yeah, there was, there were people that really don't know how to do things like make a bed properly, or ironing, folding their clothes. It was like completely new. And it's not necessarily their fault or whatever. It's just like that was always done by their mum or whatever. And they've come from that environment into this environment. It's like most people learn, and it's not an issue. It's the people that
when
need
I was
to
in
be
Iraq,
adjusted, there's like one in a lot.
Yeah. It's like when I was in Iraq, because I was a reservist who's, when you go on tour, you get signed over to the regular, so you become a regular. But because of that, a lot of the younger lads used to call me all sorts because of it. And they said it in front of one of my the Tiffy one day, and he turned around and said, "You do realise that because he's reservist, that means he is left school, got a job, working full-time jobs, and he's doing this on the side, and he's volunteering to come out here." He said, whereas you've left school, where your mum does everything for you, join the army, where the army does everything for you. He said, you've never had to pay a bill or anything.
Yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it? A lot of them join as kids, and they're still treated as kids.
I used a post office for the first time during
Last
basic. Yeah, no, I'd never sent a package before. Just never had to.
Did you send it to yourself just to try it out?
No, they had they're not in this room, but basically down at the cafe, like we had a little bit of time outside of like the actual recruit school, because it's almost like a little isolated block. So it's got like the blocks and then a fence and stuff around it, but it's within the larger Cerberus space. And we had a little bit of time, like kind of supervised out, and had been marched down by our instructor down to the cafe and stuff, because it's right next to the post office and all that, to get mail or send mail or whatever, just as a treat, because we'd done something good. And they were selling little teddy bears in like in a Navy uniform, in like a nurse uniform, and 2 in Navy uniforms and 1 in a nurse uniform. So there was 1 in our Navy cams, 1 in your S1s, so your whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of bought one of each and sent them back to Katie.
Oh, yeah, big softy.
Yeah,
funky.
Yeah. That was the first time I ever sent a thing. So yeah, a lot of life skills, kind of get glossed over and stuff.
Yeah. I already. There wasn't much like that I had to learn because I was in the cadets when I was a teenager and things like that. So I had to learn to iron my uniform and look after it all and things like that anyway. And I grew up in sort of the last generation where sending letters was a normal thing to do. So
yeah,
none of that was really new to me.
Yeah, nowadays if you're sending letters, it's either like your nan or it's made up of newspaper clippings so they can't trace you.
Well, that was one thing that's
pretty much the only reasons.
Well, that was one thing that was new when I went out to the Gulf was they did e-blueies. So we started off using blueies anyway, but then they brought in e-blueies where you send it as an email and then it just got printed off in the UK and sent to the address. So instead of taking 2-3 weeks to arrive, it arrived like 2 days after you sent it. So that was pretty cool. Tiff says, "Okay, ready's done. Now set up my bench for my stream. Yes." And says, "Please tell me it was a zapping one, Adam." Jim says, "Jim, I think I'm a photographer. I have cameras."
Well, as long as you don't come storming into the photo lab, how did you mess up my film? Yeah. Sir, you didn't take the cover off the lens.
Adam says, "It was in fact a tampered zapping one." Ooh, I bet. I wonder if he remembered his safe word. Jim says, "Nick, thanks anyway, Nick. We will keep looking."
Yeah, forget one. I'll let you know.
Adam says, "And apparently it was that bad you could see things moving in clothes." Ooh.
Whoa.
John says, "Uru, uru." Jim says, "We met guys whose mums cleaned up their mess. They had no clue." Yeah. Even stuff like making the bed and stuff like that. It amazes me how few people outside of sort of military and things like that don't know how to make a bed properly. Or even, get it presentable. 50 says, "Oh my."
When I was doing basic, the issue was that most people were turning up there with knowing about duvets and stuff, and the military at the time didn't use those. They used sheets and blankets.
Yeah.
And so it was knowing how to assemble that properly to the required standard.
And doing your bed box.
And it's also, it was to the standard required, not that will do, that looks smart. No, it's got to be a certain standard. It's got to look.
If my coin doesn't bounce, you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People think that's a joke, but it bloody they did that.
If my coin doesn't bounce, your kit will.
Yeah. Hospital corners that'll be at 45 degrees, and this will be confirmed by measuring the bottom edge, which should be 45 centimeters.
Yeah.
From the all that. What was the other one that they'd do? Oh, people sleeping on top of their bed so that they could get out of. Get out of making it, or not sleep, not pulling their sheet back, because we were told specifically whether you sleep with a sheet or not, you pull it back. And basically during inspections and stuff, the instructors would get kind of clever, and they'd tuck a piece of paper or something under your under your sheet, and like the next day, if they go and check and there's a piece of paper there, you get belted.
See, we learn pretty quickly in our section who was good at what. So what we do is, one of us would do all the boots the night before, and then in the morning, the one that was good at making the beds, they'd make all 6 beds, whilst the other guys were ironing his uniform and things like that.
Yeah, well, there's a good way to. Yeah, that's some real cooperation.
Worked for us. We never got found out.
It's survival, isn't it? Survival skills.
Yeah. We also had a guy.
You could easily argue the point. Well, you want us to work as a unit, so we're doing this.
Yeah. We also had a guy that. Sorry, go on, Gary.
I genuinely don't think they cared, provided what they saw was right.
Yeah.
As long as it was done in a military, and as you say, it wasn't done by taking shortcuts. As long as work had been done, they were happy enough. I didn't care who had done what. It just had to be presentable. Just had to not upset the flight lieutenant or the warrant officer or the sergeant. So as everyone was happy, didn't matter how you got there. Really didn't.
Yeah.
It just had to look right.
We also had a guy who was very good at, or quite good at, picking locks as well. And they had a TV cabinet in there. And the TV was sort of like a reward if you did a really good job over a few days. But what the corporal didn't realise is that this guy was able to pick the lock, so we were watching telly every night after he'd left.
Clever.
Nick, inside the fire trucks, the bottom of the cab, what colour would that be?
What, the front of the cab?
Yeah, the floor.
Probably black.
Yeah,
because it'd probably be rubber coated.
Yeah, makes sense.
Rubber matting. Same in the back. Walls and that would probably be white.
Yeah.
Or silver.
Yeah.
Inside the lockers, usually silver.
Yeah. And the center console, would that be the rubber coated one as well, so they could put the kit on it?
Yeah, it'd be black anyway, because it'd have some sort of transmission cover anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
A sound deadener or something like that.
Yeah. That makes things nice and easy.
Yeah. Probably have a box on it as well for radios and bits like that,
Yeah.
Somewhere to keep your cigarettes.
That's cool, then, because I can just prime that and just paint it with rubber black. Tiff said, oh my. Jem says, try ringing home from bases in the early 1980s. The public phones were full of 20-cent coins. Julian is back. And he says, reference not knowing basic skills. I've noticed a marked difference between male and female carers. One male carer had to be shown how to boil an egg. Joe, one thing that has surprised me is how few people in their 20s now can cook.
Why are you surprised?
Because I don't know why
were microwaves invented.
Last thing, I don't understand why they can't. It's not difficult. Even a pasta dish and stuff like that.
Yeah, but why would they bother? They can go get a McDonald's. They can go and get kebabs. They can go and get food. They can get it delivered. They can get Uber Eats or whatever else. They can go and get, and at the absolute worst, they can chuck something in a microwave and heat it up. There's no incentive for young people to learn how to cook properly. They haven't got time. They're too busy looking at their bloody telephones.
Tim hates cooking, don't you, Tim?
I actually love cooking.
What?
Yeah, dude, I'm an awesome cook.
We found something Tim enjoys or likes. 118. Where the hell is 116? 15. 16.
It's like tonight had, those two beautiful rib fillet steaks with like a kind of buttery béarnaise sauce kind of mix over the top of that, like basting that after I got a good sear on it. But he slapped.
Nice. Yeah. I learned. I'm not a particularly good cook, but I can cook most things if I put my mind to it. And it started because I said to Elmore, "Why do I need to learn cooking?" Because she was adamant that she had to teach me. And she said, "Because one day you might end up like your dad." And I said, "What do you mean?" She went, "Divorced and on your own." I'm like, "Oh, harsh." But I get your point.
Be prepared for the worst.
Yeah. Well, that was why she insisted on teaching me how to sew and things like that as well, because of that. She wanted me to be independent. She's also the one that said, when I was about 19, I was missing my daughter and my ex and that. And she said, "Stop worrying about it. You're 19, you're a young lad. Go out and have as much fun as you can whilst you can." I was like, "Nan, you shouldn't be encouraging such things." It's like, well, you're young once.
Yep.
Well, at least it works. That up.
Joe says, non-modelling question. Have pork spare ribs in a crock pot, mac and cheese, or cilantro, lime rice, or both?
I'd go with the cilantro lime rice, and I'd keep the mac and cheese for another time. But that's just me.
I would agree with Jim that the cilantro and lime rice sounds like the way to go.
I'd go with sweet potatoes.
I'm fatter than Jim, so I would also say do the mac and cheese too, because it's a great side.
Well, the thing is that with the for me personally, it's based on what I would experience eating, and that is the carbs in the mac and cheese will fill me up so much that and it's so damn good. I'd eat too much of it, I'd be bloated like a dog that got into a bag of dog food. I'd be like, treats totally useless in a food fog for hours. So I would the rice and oh man, what is that pork spare ribs and oh man, Joe, that house has got to be smelling something wonderful right now.
Jim says, I had vested navigation for long trips. The worst for being tidy. Everything on the flight deck floor, I'd just walk over it. Oh dear. Julian says, what scale is the fire truck, Mikey? It is 1/24th, mate. I was comparing it actually because I've still got the 1/24th Harrier part built in the box on my shelf. So I've been sort of keeping this on the truck on top of it out the way. And I realized the truck, even though it's 42 centimeters long, it's only 2/3 of the length of the Harrier. Huh. Even though the Harrier is quite a small jet. It just shows how big aircraft are, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Julie says, I love cooking. Who are you and what have you done with Tim?
When have I ever said I don't like cooking? I'm always banging on about how I did that slow cook pulled South Korean beef.
We're just used to you saying you don't like things.
Oh, well,
it's a shock to the system when you just say the opposite.
Yeah, food doesn't disagree with me or give me sass talk.
It hasn't given me a reason to hate it yet.
That's it. And I've only done a beef Wellington once in my life and actually pulled it off. So I'm never doing that again and retiring a champion.
Now that is one of the finest foods on the planet. A good
yes,
beef Wellington.
Indeed. I agree.
Oh
yeah. Oh boy,
yeah.
That is good stuff.
Well, it was the first and probably only time I will ever prepare a duxelle. So
yeah,
yeah, it was great.
I had a meal that would make most chefs turn in their graves last night. Well, somebody mentioned, I mentioned yesterday that I had some duck fillets in the fridge.
Ooh,
And I was going to have them for tea. And somebody mentioned duck à l'orange. I thought, oh, that sounds really nice. So I was looking in Tesco's for what I could use to make it. I was like, I just realized I don't know how to make it. I went, sod it. I know what's got oranges in. Marmalade. So I cooked it in marmalade. And it was actually really tasty. It was like the meat was cooked beautifully because I covered the duck breasts in marmalade and then wrapped them in tinfoil separately. So they were cooked to perfection. And then it was just like a very faint orange taste on it. It was really nice.
So would that be like duck à l'orange-ish?
Yeah. I called it duck à la marmalade.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Or duck à la Mikey. Jim says, Julian, is that port Timmy drank? Or is that the port Timmy drank? I could just imagine Tim being like the galloping gourmet. And one for me and one for the pot.
Oh, it's not far wrong if there's alcohol involved in a recipe.
It's Formula One this weekend. I think we should send Julian off to Red Bull and see if we can get some carbon fiber bits.
Oh, we could up his. Do we need brakes?
Get a hybrid wheelchair. That'd be cool.
We could get him a square steering wheel instead of a control lever. We might even stretch the crash helmet for him.
A great one for cooking whilst slightly under the influence, of course, was the one and very only Keith Floyd.
Yes.
Was one of the he was a damn good cook himself. He was actually a very, very good cook. But he just drank all of his profits at every restaurant he ever owned. But he just was so social with it. You know what I mean? He was just like so delightful to watch on the telly as well. And he was just full of these lovely phrases. And someone said, well, I hope you don't mind if I say this. And so, oh, my dear fellow, please feel free to be edited. And things like that. Turn of phrase on him, which was delightful.
Usually drunk by the end of the episode.
Oh, totally. Clive, up on me. No one wants to look at an orange. Come on, up on me. It's just wonderful.
I used to watch that with my dad.
Oh, he was a true superstar.
Yeah.
A legend in his own lunchtime.
Yeah, he ended up living in France, didn't he? Because he died in France.
He did indeed. Among his beloved vines, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah. My best friend is the wine merchant.
Joe says, I have 10 boxes of mac and cheese, so both.
Boxes.
Okay, well, that kind of settles that issue.
Yeah.
Boxes.
Food doesn't come in boxes.
You're talking to a country that thinks cheese comes in spray cans. Just saying.
Got my cheese whiz, boy.
Joe says, house smells better now that I'm showered.
Yeah, it always would. Yeah.
GM spell checker again, navigator. There we go. June says, okay, sod the bought resin figures, £80 for 6 figures. Sod that, yeah. For me, it's too much.
Blimey, what were they, Julian?
124th German firefighters.
Oh, yeah. The Revel ones.
No 3D printed resin.
Oh, right. Because there is a Revel set.
Oh, is there? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. There's a Revel set that, well, they did a fire engine that came with firefighters, and street accessories, like a standpipe or whatever.
Yeah.
And they also released them as a standalone box, but it's very, very, very hard to get.
Yeah.
I wonder if is it DBMK in Germany, the big distributors? I wonder if they might have them.
Or AK, because AK do a lot of figures sets, don't they?
Big distributor would be Glow 2B.
Yeah.
Guys who now own Hella.
Yeah.
Biggest distributors in Europe.
I saw that Hella do 1/24th Road Workers kit.
Yes, I do.
That looks pretty cool.
Hella also do 24th French firefighters.
Oh, that would work.
Their helmets are very similar to the German. You just need to add a little bit of
the neck,
like a flap. Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta don't give them the croissants that come with the kit too.
Well, what I could do is just get some 1/24th German soldiers and just sand the uniforms down a bit.
Yeah, you probably could actually. Yeah,
because the helmets are almost the same design, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it depends on the brigade, but yes.
Joe says, yes, Tim, I made a delicious Chinese beef and broccoli last week in the crock pot. It was so easy.
Yeah, you gotta love slow cookers. Ugh.
Yeah, they are wonderful.
June says, as a chef, I think Tim would be an Aussie Gordon Ramsay. Likes cooking, hates the other chefs. Yes.
We've been going back. We've been binge watching Hell's Kitchen. So in the last 3 weeks, we're up to season 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all for free on YouTube, baby.
Yeah. Joe says, I don't do cheese in spray cans.
Cool. God awful stuff anyway. I don't know who the hell invented that, but man, oh man. Just so you know, everyone in the audience, no, we all don't. Just like you all don't have tea at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to trust you, Mikey. You think bloody dinner is at midday.
It is.
Yeah.
I liked you, Nick. What have you done?
No, he's right. It's Mikey. You have dinner at dinner time and tea at tea time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Simple.
In Wales, it's called cinio, which literally means dinner. And tea is called panad. The tea you drink anyway. Yeah. So we are at the end of the stream. We've had such varied discussions today. Tim loved the quiff. Yeah, we've had a lot of interesting discussions today. It's been good.
The quiff has been cool.
Yeah. So I've already done the video for next week's schedule. So I'll post that over the weekend once I've sorted out the streams for the week. Back on Monday, 12 till 2, as always. Trevor will be back on Tuesday. We've got Corporal's Mess on Wednesday. And then we've got Thursday stream, 12 to 2. And then we've got Gary's club stream. Channel member stream on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, busy week.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. 7 live streams.
Oh, you'll be famous one day.
Oh, I doubt it. Tish says, boy, catch you soon. Yeah. Right. So, and on that note, we'll see you all, hopefully, Monday, 12 till 2. Until then, Kulvara for now.
See you next week.
See ya.